It's no secret that the Denver real estate market has been bonkers for the last couple of years now, ever since the beginning of the pandemic, really. Home values have been increasing wildly over the last couple of years. Homeowners are experiencing record equity gains. Sellers, up until recently, have been getting far more above their listing price for their homes. Things have been all over the map, and now we're starting to see this cooling in the market where homes are sitting on the market a lot longer. Buyers are getting under contract at or below list price. Interest rates at the beginning of the year were around 2.5%. Now they're closer to 7%. Things have gone really haywire, and it's really hard to kind of sift through all of the information to determine what's the truth about the Denver real estate market. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 truths about the Denver real estate and housing market. I'm Jordan LaFell with Just Living Realty Group here in Colorado, and I absolutely love helping people like yourself with both your real estate and your mortgage needs. Now, if this is your first time stopping by our channel, a high five to you for joining us. On this channel, we talk about real estate, we talk about mortgages, we also talk about the Colorado lifestyle, just living, working, eating, playing, and enjoying all of the beautiful things this state has to offer. Now, if this is your first time stopping by our channel, head down and click that like and subscribe button for us and click that bell for notifications. We upload videos every week and we would love to share those with you. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to give you the exact next steps that you need to take in order to take advantage of a Just Living Realty experience and find the home of your dreams here in Colorado. All right, each and every day I have clients reaching out to me and they say, hey Jordan, is now a good time to sell my home? And this is something that we've been hearing for quite some time now. Everybody's situation and scenario is unique, so there is not one catch-all answer. However, there are some common trends that we're seeing in the marketplace that indicate that now might still be a really good time to sell your home. Right now, we're seeing a couple things in the macroeconomic environment that are indicating that now might still be a really great time to cash out the equity of your home. Since the beginning of the pandemic, a lot of people have either quit their jobs or taken a new job, started a new career that's impacted their income. And so record number of people, even people earning 6 figures or more, are living paycheck to paycheck, more so than ever before. At the same time, in just the last year, there have been 100 million new credit cards opened here in the United States. Consumers are experiencing record high consumer debt as well. With inflation where it's at right now, people's monthly budgets are really squeezed and cash flows are limited on a month-over-month basis. If your scenario is similar to what we're seeing with a lot of our clients, where making ends meet on a month-over-month basis is becoming increasingly difficult. It's getting much harder to fund your retirement accounts, to fund your children's future college accounts, put money away. If you're unable to do those things, but you're house rich and cash poor, now might still be a really great time to sell. Sellers are still getting quite a bit of money for their homes. So home values, while they have started to correct a little bit, over the summer, people were getting $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 over their asking price. And now things have started to come back down into more realistic levels, and homeowners are still getting significant equity gains when they sell their home. If you're not in a great financial position for the long run, you're not able to save month over month, you've got high consumer debt, you're paying really high interest on month over month, now might be the time to unload that property, realize those equity gains, and roll that into possibly a smaller home. A lot of our clients are downsizing right now. Some are even selling and then renting for a year or two until they're back in a better position to buy a home again. If a financial reset makes sense for you, it might be a good time to sell your home. The second truth about the Denver real estate market is that while it is probably a good time to sell your home, it's also a good time to buy a home. We are starting to see this shift or this cooling in the Denver real estate market, and it's becoming a much more buyer-friendly market. I'm going to share with you a couple of the economic trends that we're seeing that indicate it might be a really good time to purchase a home. Well, number one, interest rates. We mentioned that in the beginning. They've gone from, in the 2s to in the 6s, high 6s as of recently. And what that's done is that's pushed a lot of buyers out of the market. And so with high interest rates, borrowing power is decreased, and so less buyers are in the field buying homes. What that means is sellers have their properties sitting on the market much, much longer. Now, over the summer, we were seeing homes getting listed on a Thursday, getting under contract before Sunday. That's not the case anymore. Homes are sitting on the market for a month or more at this point. And so sellers that are getting antsy to unload their property are becoming far more willing to negotiate with buyers and offer seller concessions to help cover your closing costs, to even buy down your interest rate. We've got another great video about what a 2-1 buy down is, so after this video, snoop around the channel and you can find out some information on how we help buyers save that 2% on their interest rate as well. While there's fewer buyers in the marketplace and fewer competition, and sellers are getting antsy to offload their property, there can be a really good kind of meet in the middle win-win for everybody, where a buyer can negotiate a lower interest rate and concessions to get their closing costs covered. A seller can offload that property and reallocate that money elsewhere to improve their financial scenario. Well, interest rates are high. I've got a lot of folks that are saying, should I wait until interest rates come down to buy a home? Well, the fact is, in 5 years, if you plan on being alive, you're probably going to need a place to live. While we're not experiencing or expecting interest rates to fall significantly in the short term, over the next several years, it would be, historically speaking, we would anticipate that rates come back down. Hopefully somewhere in the 4s, maybe around 5, something like that. And at that point, we just refinance you. And we refinance you into that lower rate. So instead of staying out of the market and waiting for some of these market conditions that we have no control over to adjust, it might be the best time right now, with fewer competition, more homes on the market, and sellers willing to negotiate. It might be the time to purchase that property. And the last truth here about the Denver real estate market. I have a lot of people reaching out and also asking me, hey, are we in a housing bubble? Should I wait until the housing market crashes before I enter the market? I've lived in Colorado for a long time now, and me and my partners have been in the industry for many, many years. We've seen ups and downs from the 2008 crash, all the way up until today. And the reality is, what we're really experiencing, and what all of the figures, the economic data, and the market data that we analyze is telling us, is that we're seeing a growth bubble, not necessarily a housing bubble. So the rate of growth over the last couple of years has been off the charts. We've seen equity gains, 10, 20, 30% in property values. Now that's a growth bubble. We're starting to see the growth in equity slow down and come back down, closer to that, historical average of about a 4% gain year over year. While we're not necessarily seeing a housing bubble, because we're still in a shortage of houses here in Colorado, builders can't even build quick enough for the demand. So the supply and demand and other economic factors are really telling us that we're not necessarily in a housing bubble, we're just in a growth bubble. So if you're sitting on the sidelines and you're saying, hey, I'm gonna wait until this market crashes, I'm gonna wait until interest rates come down, you and a whole lot of other people are doing that same thing. And trying to time the market is really like gambling, essentially. So while nobody can predict the future, all we can do is look at the past historical trends, look at the current data and analyze that, and then make informed business analytical decisions. That is the best approach. If you are interested in learning what your scenario looks like, what your purchase power might be, head down to the link in our description and request your pre-qualification certificate. It's literally a 60-second form. You fill out a little bit of information and you'll receive a certificate that will show you how much you might qualify for in terms of purchase price and loan amount. Once you get that certificate, our scheduling assistant Alex will reach out to you. She'll get you on our calendar for just a real quick Zoom chat. We'll learn more about what your specific goals are. We'll answer all of your questions specific to your scenario, and we'll work together to develop an action plan for you so that you can get into the market when the timing is right for you, and you'll have all of your financial prep work done, and you'll be ready to make that business decision when the time is right. Stay sweet and enjoy those sunny days.